They passed a labor reform that destroyed basic workers' rights. They instated the state of emergency. They put military in the streets, and they began repressing the pro-Palestine movement already back in 2014. So avant-garde, tellement ahead of their time. And when they got what they wanted, when millions voted for them to give them 60 deputies in the parliament, not even 6 months later, they decided, just like Marine Le Pen, to save Macron's government and his far-right ministers. And these people, these parties are supposed to be our allies in the fight against the far-right. Not even 5 years ago, people in France were chanting, Parti Socialiste, never again, plus jamais ça. But when the far-right is close to power, the pressure to accept the unacceptable, to pass even the worst compromises, becomes huge, becomes very strong. And in Germany, you have the same type of pressure. And there's tens of thousands of young people right now coming to Die Linke and talking about strategic voting. They say, yes, Die Linke has voted for privatizations. They say, yes, Die Linke has fired Palestinian activists from its ranks. They say, yes, Die Linke has already allied with CDU in Thüringen and Sachsen. And they say, yes, Die Linke has supported the deportation of immigrants, but in the end, they are still the lesser evil against the far right. But I'm sorry, but for me, the genocide of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians is not the lesser evil. It's just evil, pure and simple. And you have to really think about it. If the Die Linke is supporting genocide today under the pressure of your political regime, what are they going to support tomorrow when Germany decides to go to war, for example? I came here to Berlin, to this rally, to say literally a very simple thing, to convey a very simple idea. But the time for compromises is over. I'm not saying it because I do not take the far-right's threat seriously. I'm saying that precisely because I take it too seriously to repeat the same old strategies that fail each time that we try them. We have seen it in Italy, we have seen it in the United States, we have seen it in France. Getting behind the institutional left and liberals is exactly how we give the far right their victory. So I think that the time for compromises is over and we need a new way to fight the far right. We need to propose a political project that has a radical response to the crisis that is playing out right now. And the crisis that you are living through in Germany is not a German crisis. The factories that are closing down, they are closing down not only in Bavaria and Saxony, but also in Bretagne and Normandy. The crisis that is happening with the capitalist system is international, and our response will be international as well. The far right is building a reactionary international, and we are the far left that is building a revolutionary international. In France, in Germany, in Spain, in the United States, in Mexico, in Argentina, in Brazil, we, with the Trotskyist fraction of the Fourth International, we are building the force that fights at the same time Trump, Milei, the AfD, le Rassemblement National, but also the liberals and the institutional left that have paved the way for their rise to power with their austerity and anti-worker policies. 100 years ago, I know a lot of you know this history, but 100 years ago, the revolutionary communists were preparing an international army to topple the capitalist government. And today, 100 years later, the capitalists like Elon Musk and Bernard Arnault are openly doing politics and defending their interests more aggressively than ever before. And I think this fight, it's very simple. In the end, it's going to be us or them. If they win, they will crush us without pity, and they will push the world to the worst barbarism of war and genocide that we have ever seen. And if we win, we have the opportunity to change the course of human history, to put an end to exploitation, to put an end to oppression. We can destroy imperialism, we can fix the climate crisis, we can abolish borders, we can abolish the police. But to be able to do just that, obviously just voting is not enough. We have to build an army, battalion by battalion, division by division, an army of passionate, determined fighters that are not struggling simply against the capitalists and simply against the far right, but also struggling for something, for socialism, for communism, for the complete liberation of the oppressed. And that's what we are trying to build with Rio today. Today it's a small organization present in several German cities, but it's already impressive to me, that's coming from France, how these comrades try to intervene in the class struggle, how they are mobilizing against genocide with Palestinian activists in spite of the repression. And this is what we are today with Rio, but tomorrow we want to be a national organization with hundreds and even several thousands of activists in factories, schools, hospitals, universities, and capable of intervening in class struggle on a large scale to be able to change the direction of the events. So that's what I want to finish my speech on. Yes, vote for Ines Haider, but also get organized, get to action. And you know, many people say, not just in Germany, but also in France and all around the world, a lot of people say the revolution is impossible. And that's why they choose always the lesser evil. I come from the country of Trotsky and Lenin, and I am speaking to you in the country of Luxembourg and Liebknecht. If we all agree that revolution is necessary, let us follow in their footsteps and let's build a revolutionary party and let's make the impossible possible. Thank you.